Hello friends, welcome to the YouTube channel Guru of Social. In the previous video, we have discussed only the two keywords which are going to deal with the concept globe, a model of the earth. Now we are going to continue that with the rest of the third and fourth keywords. Now get into the third keyword. What is the third keyword? Imaginary lines and axis. Depending on this imaginary lines and axis topic, I have given you three figures. Let us get into the concept. Assume this as our globe or earth. Are you observing I have drawn some lines? Yes. How they are drawn? Horizontally. Yes. Flat lines they are. Okay. So these lines are not only called as horizontal but also they are called as latitudes. Madam, how to define actually the latitudes? Latitudes are the imaginary lines which are drawn from west direction to the east direction. How they are drawn? West direction to east directions. The lines which are horizontal drawn from west direction to east direction can be defined as latitudes. How many latitudes actually you are having? 180 latitudes plus 0 degree equator. Totally 181 latitudes you are having, children. Are you clear? So how you will define the latitudes? The horizontal lines which are drawn or passing from west to east of the earth or globe can be defined as latitudes. These latitudes are totally 181 latitudes. How? Totally latitudes are 180 and including our 0 degree latitude equator. Okay. So this totally 181 latitudes, how they are actually passing? If you are going to assume this as the 0 degree latitude equator, above the equator you are having totally 90 north latitudes and below the equator you are having totally 90 south latitudes. So you are going to consider them as north latitudes and below the equator as south latitudes. So now totally how many are having? 90 plus 90, 180. You have to even add 0 degree equator, no? The latitude. Yes, totally 181 latitudes. These are the imaginary lines which are passing through our globe or earth. Now coming to the point of, are you observing these lines? They are vertical lines, children. When we are discussing about latitudes, they are drawn from west to east. But here, if you are observing, they are drawn from one pole end point to the another pole end point. That is north pole to south pole. The lines which are drawn from north pole to south pole, they are actually vertically drawn. These imaginary lines which are drawn vertically from north to south pole can be defined as longitudes. So how many longitudes we are having? Totally 360 longitudes we are having. How shall we go for the count? When you are taking 0 degree longitude, okay, 0 degree longitude. This 0 degree longitude, it is also actually called as prime meridian. What do you call it? Prime meridian. Very good. So this 0 degree longitude prime meridian, it is dividing the globe or earth into two equal halves. One is west side, another is east side. Means earth is divided into western hemisphere and eastern hemisphere equally with the help of 0 degree longitude, which is also called as prime meridian. Now coming to the point, how many longitudes are actually drawn towards the west direction? Totally 179 west longitudes are there. Are you clear? And east direction, in the eastern hemisphere, there also you are having 179 longitudes. Now 179. including 0 degree longitude. One more very important line. I am going to specify that with a dotted line. That is nothing but what you are expecting. Yes, 180 degrees longitude, which can be called as international dateline longitude. International dateline longitude. Yes. So now you have got the count of 360 longitudes. You may get it out, madam. We are discussing about 0 degree longitude, which is separating Earth into two halves or two hemispheres as western and eastern. What about the equator among the latitudes of it? Definitely. When the longitude 0 degree is dividing Earth into two hemispheres as western and eastern, the same role and character will be played by equator also. So here also equator is dividing the earth into two hemispheres. One is northern hemisphere. One is southern hemisphere. Now how many latitudes are there in northern hemisphere? 90. How many latitudes are there in southern hemisphere? 90. Totally 180 latitudes plus one of the equator. 181, and here the count of 360 longitudes are being very clear. And the leftover topic is about axis. The clear picture is given here. We already discussed in the previous keyword about the shape of the earth. What do you mean by axis? It's an imaginary line passing through the center of the globe by connecting two endpoints. It can be defined as axis, and it is supporting, actually it is helping the earth in one of the movement, that is rotation of the earth. Now let us go to the last topic, children. What is that? Can you expect? Yes, the last keyword we are going to discuss about oceans and continents. Now coming to the point, oceans and continents. How you will actually get into this topic? Basically, better we go for the definitions. Definition factors. So how you will define oceans? The large water bodies which are covered on the earth, they can be defined as oceans. What about continents? The land masses which are covered by the earth can be defined as continents. Okay. How you are going to define oceans? The large water bodies which are covered by the earth can be defined as oceans, and the land masses which are covered by the earth can be defined as continents. So after the definitional factors, now let us go how many oceans are there and how many continents are there. Oceans. Actually we are having 5 oceans. And what about the continents? Yes, 7 continents we are having. So what are they? Let us go for oceans topic. Indian Ocean, Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Arctic Ocean, and Antarctic Ocean, which you even call it as Southern Ocean. Is it clear to you? What about the continents? Yes, North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia. Totally, how many completed? And leftover is Antarctica. Is it clear? So how many oceans are there? 5 oceans. Indian Ocean, Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Arctic Ocean, and Antarctic or Southern Ocean. And coming to the continents, totally 7 continents are there. They are North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, and Antarctica. Here coming to the point, there is a specification regarding the Antarctica. It is actually called as shield of ice. This continent is called as shield of ice because as the location of Antarctica continent is very close to the poles, to the south pole. It is totally a frozen land mass. That's the reason it is called and specified with the title as shield of ice. In the same way, in the oceans, if you prefer, Arctic Ocean, this is also actually near to the North Pole. It is also actually covered and identified as covered with ice. Okay, is it clear, children? By this we are going to complete our topic globe, a model of the earth. If you are having any doubts, you can please specify that in the comment box. I am going to clarify your doubts. Thank you, children. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.